Charbria Shine, and welcome back to Max Out Girl. Alright guys, we are continuing our love series for this month of February, but before we continue, go ahead and subscribe below, click that notifications bell so you do not miss a thing, okay? So today we are talking about how trauma impacts our love life and relationships. So we have a very special guest today, Ty Crane. Hi, Ty.
Hi, how are you?
I am doing amazing. So let's give you a little bit of who she is and what she does. Now, Ty Crane is a licensed clinical social worker and mental health therapist, also a certified life coach.
Yes.
So she has worked in the mental health service industry for over 15 years with clients concerning trauma, depression, anxiety, addiction, emotional and physical sexual abuse, and so much more. So we are so grateful to have you with us.
I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you. So let's just jump right into it because we talking about the love series. We talking about relationship, how trauma impacts our love life and relationships. So I always like to say, don't let the new guy pay for all the pain or the issues or the problems of the last guy or from your ex. So how true is that? Like, first of all, let's talk about trauma, and then we want to get into that. How true is that statement? Because I like to say there are lots of singles, because sometimes I feel like, you know, a new guy comes into our life, or God tries to bring someone into our life, and it's a good guy, but we can't get over the trauma of the past. So we're messing it up, we're sabotaging, we can't trust, we can't love, we can't move on. So what is trauma?
So basically, trauma, in a nutshell, is any disturbing or distressing experience.
Anything.
So what's traumatic for me may not be traumatic for you. And it's a wide range, something small to us because we're past that age, but I always think of a toddler who loses their pacifier. That is a distressing experience for them. For us as older people, we're like, okay, get over it. Why are you crying so much?
Right.
However, there's areas that we have that it's like, okay, that was traumatic for me, but not for you. Another example is, let's say someone gets lost. Like they may have had a traumatic experience when they were younger, where they got lost, like out in public somewhere.
Okay.
And I've had cases where it actually, working with people, it impacts them in their relationship.
Really?
Yes, going into crowds for fear, like wanting to hang on, and cling to their loved one because they're like, I was lost when I was younger. And so when they go out in public together, they're like this because that was a traumatic experience for them.
Wow. Okay. Wow, that's deep. I didn't think of it like that. So when hearing it like that, pretty much everyone in their lifetime is going to experience some type of trauma.
I would say that at some point in every person's life, they've had a distressing or disturbing experience. So yeah.
But we handle it differently. So you may handle something, we may go through the same thing, but you may handle it differently and be resilient, like, oh, that's nothing, when I might be stuck in that situation and can't move forward.
Exactly. It is, I say, it's almost like, and it's not saying that one person is weaker or another person is stronger. It really just depends on the makeup of the person and how they bounce back, even their community, the relationships that they have. It could honestly be connected to a romantic relationship too, the support of the people around you and how you respond and react to certain things.
Wow. So in a romantic relationship, if a woman was in a relationship with a man and he constantly cheated on her, but she finally had the courage to get out of that relationship, could this be an example of trauma? Now she's with a new guy who's a great guy, but she cannot trust him. Constantly checking his phone, constantly accusing him. Could this be how trauma can impact the love life?
Yes, absolutely. That is one of the common ways, being in this field, that I see often when a person has been cheated on, that is how they respond. Most times as humans, our response to a traumatic experience is with anxiety, with fear, and or anger. Sometimes all of them. It really is a process that requires healing to move forward.
So what are some other ways you've seen or can explain to us where trauma can impact the love life?
So I would say besides cheating, there will be times where, say if a person in their past, they may have been neglected or people didn't pay much attention to them. Sometimes that will come across in a relationship as super needy and super clingy. And it can be off-putting for the other partner who's like, okay, what is this? Because most times, it is overwhelming. It is a lot. But again, the fear of what happened in the past will happen again is the reason why people respond the way they do.
Wow. So it could be anything. It could be issues or trauma from your parents.
Absolutely.
Wow. I mean, it could go on and on and on the situation. So knowing that, how can we identify our trauma so that we can either minimize it or heal from it or grow from it or get over it? How do you do that?
So, of course, I am a big advocate for therapy, right?
Of course.
Absolutely. Also, even before that, I think people need to self-reflect. We need to self-reflect, self-evaluate. Everybody is not a journaler, but we can kind of sit in our thoughts. And if you have a repeated pattern, it really is time to sit back and say, what is happening here? What is going on? Are there areas in my life that I need to really zero in on and work through? And then once it's identified, okay, there is something here, this is a thing that I need to work on, then I think that's when a person needs to take the steps, whatever those steps are. Some people, they lean toward their faith. Some people, like I mentioned a few seconds ago, they journal. A lot of people, even now more than ever, are seriously seeing a therapist just to kind of talk through things. Some people get that from their tribe, their girlfriends, their family, clergy. But you definitely need to talk it out. But there's, we'd be here all day. There's a ton of steps and interventions that, depending on the situation, that people would need to implement so that they can have a healthy romantic relationship.
Wow. So let's just say a lady is listening today or watching on the YouTube channel, and she feels like, I've been so unlucky in love. Every time a good guy comes, I feel like it never works out. Maybe she feels like I'm sabotaging and I always mess it up. Would you say she might need to look within?
Yes.
And see what's going on?
Yes, she needs to do some self-reflection. Also, she probably should really consider, is it the time for her to be in a relationship? But then you have some people who are like, no, it is the time. I want this, but I'm getting in my own way. Again, another indicator of if you have some unresolved trauma is if you are stuck. If you just feel like I go through this cycle and I get here and I'm stuck. Most times, that point where you're stuck, you actually need to figure that part out.
Good. Thank you. So, yeah, ladies, this is some really great advice. Maybe we need to look within. If you feel like you're always sabotaging it, and it might not just be your love life, your family, friends, all of that. Look at yourself and might need to get some therapy. And as y'all know me, some Jesus, right? Some prayer, right? Some deliverance. And we're laughing, but it's so true, because I know in my past, I had to get over not trusting men or thinking that they're all men are dogs. All men are liars. You know what I mean? All men, they'll lead you on and they'll leave you, or cheat. And I had to get through some issues of, when I was younger and also in my dating life. And yes, I always say I unintentionally went to therapy by talking to my sister, who's a therapist, but this is my sister. But also, just learning who I am and healing. And like you said, just self-reflection.
Yes.
Like me, I was with these kind of guys, but why is there a pattern, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's not always you, but if you keep getting these kind or attracting or wanting these kind of men, you might need to say, okay, what's going on with me? What is it in me that wants this kind of a man? So yeah, it's so important, I feel like, to self-reflect and to, if you can afford to get therapy, definitely Girl Tribe. I love that. You guys know I'm big about that. Surrounding yourself with other people to lift you, encourage you, and also prayer. Spend that time with God, learning who you are, praying, asking Him to heal you, deliver you, set you free. But yeah, Jesus and therapy, you can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. Yeah, so thank you so much, Ty Creighton, for talking with us today. Ladies, if you want to get her information, or if you would like, what are you offering? Therapy or something like that?
Yes.
Okay, so if you're interested in a therapist or a life coach, actually what we're going to do to make it easy, you can go ahead and text me. Not text me. You can actually email me, at info@charbriashine.com, and let us know that you want more information about Ty Creighton, about therapy, or having a life coach, and we will get you connected with her.
All right.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. So ladies, as you know, always you can follow me at Charbria Shine at Max Out Girl. And also remember, right now we have coming up the Women in Purpose Empowerment March 3rd, okay? Go to charbriashine.com, go to events, and we have a lot of other events coming up. But that's going to be a powerful time to encourage and uplift women during Women's History Month, International Women's Day. We really want to celebrate women and empower them. So check that out. It's going to be food, shopping, dynamic speakers, just an amazing time. Photo booth. Y'all know I love a cute photo. So make sure that you come out for that. And check out my resources for singles at charbria.shine.com. At the store, you can check out my books, you can check out my DVD, Single Woman Chronicles of my stage play. So we're just loving this love series. We're gonna continue it this month. And as always, I hope I said something that encouraged, inspired, and elevated your thinking. And always remember to max out, girl. This is Charbria Shine. Talk to you next time. Bye, guys.